Hey guys, Habitual Truther here. I just want to say, thank God nothing happened to Seattle on November the 3rd. However, I still think something's going to happen this year. Um, since 2014, I've watched videos of different people having end-time dreams, and a lot of them correlate with one another. One of the most common things that takes place in the end time dreams is that America will be invaded by Chinese and Russian troops wearing UN helmets. So this is very real. But another common factor in a lot of these end time dreams is they claim that in their dream it takes place before Christmas. One lady had an end time dream saying that when she looked up into the sky, she saw constellations of Christmas stockings, trees, ornaments, and whatnot. There was another end time dream where this lady said that she saw the people in the town putting the star on top of the town square's tree. And then right after that, that's when the missiles started hitting. So I believe sometime after Thanksgiving, but before Christmas, is when we're going to be invaded. And it may not happen this year, but it will happen. When you have different people from different places having end-time dreams that correlate with one another, that's pretty much confirmation in my book. And it's going to happen. I mean, we could pray that it doesn't happen, but it will happen. America is going to be judged. And I believe that America is Mystery Babylon that's spoken of in the Bible. One of the biggest key factors that I believe America is Mystery Babylon is the verse in Revelation that talks about how all the merchants of the world will wail and cry because they say, who shall buy our merchandise now? Babylon has fallen. And if you think about it, the United States of America is the biggest importing nation in the world. We don't even make our own stuff anymore. Everything comes in from China and Europe, amongst other places, Southeast Asia, whatever the case. But I can't think of another nation in this world that imports more goods than the United States of America. That's one of the biggest key factors. Another reason is we do go around the world killing and spilling blood in the streets. We went to Iraq, Afghanistan. Even before that, we went to Vietnam. So I do believe we are Mystery Babylon, and we are the world's leader in the porn industry. And the level of idol worship that happens in America is like unbelievable. People, you need to wake up. You need to quit watching TV. TV is programming, it's brainwashing you. Why do you think when they cut to a break and then they come back to your show, they say, back to your regular scheduled program? It's because they're programming you. And everything you hear on the news media, Fox, CNN, NBC, doesn't matter. It's all lies. They make up stories, they pull at your heartstrings. If you want to find real news of real events that are actually taking place, the internet is the way to go. Listening to other people from other countries posting videos on YouTube and showing what is happening. That's where you're going to find true news. You're not going to find it on NBC or CBS or CNN or Fox, Because you got to think, all the media outlets are controlled by like one entity. There's like 6 major corporations that pretty much control the media of the world. And I see all the signs. Matthew 24. There will be wars and rumors of wars. Nations rising against nations, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and pestilence, and famine. And there will be persecution of Christians, which has been taking place. All of these things have been happening for quite a while now, but they're increasing drastically. And I don't know about you guys, but I notice a significant difference in the speed of time. Seconds are no longer seconds anymore. Back when I was a kid, we used to play backyard football, and we would say 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, or whatever the case. I actually did the 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi while I played my stopwatch on my phone. And by the time the stopwatch reached 1 minute, I was only at 39 Mississippi. And that was like a year ago. I haven't even tried it again yet. I am curious to see if it's sped up more, because it's scriptural. Jesus even says, "For those days shall be shortened, lest no flesh be saved. For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." And they are. They're very, I went to work today, started at 8:30, got done at 2:30. It didn't even feel like, I felt like I was there for an hour and a half. It was like mind-blowing how fast work went by. It's amazing. And I asked people, there are a lot of people that notice that time is speeding up, but a lot of people believe that, well, yeah, time goes faster when you get older. Well, no, I could see maybe time increasing as you get older, but not to this level. Not to the point where seconds are literally near twice as fast as what they used to be. So like an hour feels like a half hour. It's weird. And I'll even play like trap music on YouTube, say it's like a 3-minute and 30-second song, or I'll even go back and listen to older songs, and it's weird because the song still seems the same. It doesn't sound sped up, but yet a 3 or 4 minute song goes by almost twice as fast as what it used to when I was a kid. But anyways, I believe America is being judged, and I believe the beginning of America's judgment really started August 21st, 2017. Because right at that solar eclipse event, that's when you had Hurricane Harvey hit, and then you had Hurricane Irma after that, and Hurricane Maria, and then in October of 2017, you had the Santa Rosa fires that were claimed to be forest fires, but I believe they were energy weapons that were being used, directed energy. And it so happens in 2017, on September 23rd, was the great sign in the sky spoken of in the book of Revelation that describes a virgin giving birth to a child with a crown of 12 stars above her head and the moon at her feet, clothed with the sun. And Virgo, the constellation Virgo, did give birth to Jupiter, which Jupiter, since November of 2016, had been I think it's called retrograding or whatever, back and forth inside the womb until it was birthed on September 23rd, 2017, which was exactly 9 months what a pregnancy would be. And I'm seeing the evidence of America's judgment ever since. In 2018, California suffered paradise fires where I think they said like 87 people were killed, but the numbers are actually more closer to like 52,000 people were killed, because nobody can explain where all these other people disappeared to. Well, directed energy weapons turned them into ash. Okay, I remember as a kid back in the 80s watching like what was that show? Ripley's Believe It or Not. And I remember they had an episode on there where they were talking about how this lady was sitting on her couch and she spontaneously combusted, human spontaneous combustion, where she just, for whatever reason, they claim that the body just started generating a ton of heat, and then she turned into a pile of ash on her couch. Well, I'm here to say that that's not what happened. I believe what they were doing was they were testing their directed energy weapon called the Athena, which the Air Force has. You can look up the patents on it. And I believe they were testing it on different people to see how it would work. And they came up with the excuse, oh, spontaneous human combustion. Well, that's a bunch of BS, okay? They were testing their directed energy weapon back in the 80s, and that's what was happening. There's no such thing as a human just spontaneously combusting. That's impossible, okay? So you got all these houses in Paradise and Santa Rosa in 2017 and then 2018 Paradise fires that were burned to the ground. I'm talking none of the appliances were left standing. Everything was dustified. But yet the trees around the houses were unsinged. The leaves were untouched. But yet these houses burned to the ground, and they called it a brush fire. It makes no sense. And then not only that, I've seen footage of people that were actually filming cars on the side of the road where the aluminum rims had melted into a puddle on the road, and the glass was just melted, and showing just a pile of ash on the front seat of the car where the driver, that was actually the driver of the car when they tried to get away during the Paradise fires. Now let me tell you, aluminum has a melting point of 1,300 degrees Fahrenheit. A forest fire will burn between 450 and 650 degrees Fahrenheit. So even at the highest temperature of a forest fire, it's still half the temperature of what is needed to melt aluminum. That right there tells me that was not a forest fire. Directed energy weapons are being used on these people. And if you actually look at the document, the Agenda 21 document, it talks about the plan to burn up California in the Agenda 21 dossier, or whatever you want to call it. And I believe what they're trying to do is, because I live in Arizona, I live in Phoenix, and I know that FEMA has been here preparing for a mass exodus of people coming from California. Now, why would they be preparing for a mass exodus of people in California just for the heck of it? No, it's because they know what they're going to do and what they've been doing. They're burning up California. They're trying to push everyone inland so that they can create these mega cities, these stack and pack cities to put everyone in. And it's happening right now. Whether you believe it or not, it is happening right now. And the fires are out of control in California right now. It's absolutely insane what is going on. And Logic Before Authority put out some good videos where he was showing, there's like a radar map of California where you can literally see 4 fires hundreds of miles apart from one another just explode at the same exact time. Now, what are the odds that 4 fires are going to pop up at the same exact time? I mean, that tells me that they're doing it. They're burning up California. I know I read into how they want to build this super railway system that will run from California north through Oregon, Washington, through Canada, and then over to Alaska. And then I heard they're going to build an underwater tunnel for this train to go under the Pacific Ocean and come back up over in Russia. And that train is supposed to run from Russia all the way down into China. And I believe China is the ones that are funding this project, along with the Rothschilds, who own PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric, the ones that are cutting everyone's power off, claiming that it's a safety issue because of the winds and they don't want fires to start. But even though they're cutting off the power, the fires are still happening, and they're happening all over California now. They're happening all the way down as far as just outside of San Diego, as well as Northern California, and everywhere in between. The Kincaid fires were absolutely insane. So you need to get your houses in order, guys. And the only way into the kingdom is through Jesus Christ. He is the way, the truth, and the life. You're not going to get there through Muhammad. You're not going to get there through Buddha or Krishna or whatever. Jesus Christ is the only way. He is the true Son of God. And he's returning very soon. But before he comes back, we're going to go through tribulation, which I believe already began. I believe we're in the 4 horsemen stage right now. And it's going to get crazier after that. And once we are invaded, a lot of these end time dreams describe being placed into FEMA camps and given a choice of either taking the mark, which is the microchip, the RFID chip, which will have all your information on there, your health, medical records, your bank account, which I believe they're going to go to cryptocurrency, which is going to be a one world currency. All your information will be on that chip, and you'll only be able to buy and sell if you have that chip. And a lot of these end time dreams, they describe if they deny the chip because they have Jesus Christ in their heart, well, guess what happens to these people? They're beheaded. And it just so happens the Air Force a few years ago ordered 30,000 guillotines. Now, that sounds pretty suspect to me. What do we need all these guillotines for? Well, if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense that they're going to be used on the Christians. And I advise everyone, don't take the chip, because once you do, it's going to change you. Because once they flip that 5G network on, which I believe is going to control the chip, and when you combine the nanoparticulates that they're spraying us with, these nano, they're like half organic, half synthetic nanoparticles. I believe those are going to be used to change your DNA and take complete control over your mind, one hive mind. So everyone's going to be zombified that has those chips. And that's why it says in the Bible, if you take the mark, there's no way of getting saved after you take the mark, because you're not even going to have the mind to even be able to accept Jesus Christ into your heart, because you're going to be under complete satanic control. And I believe the chip is coming very soon. And I believe this is the year. There's the blackouts happening. They keep talking about EMPs. They keep warning us. They're warning us. They're telling us, get prepared, get food, get water. If we were ever hit with an EMP, it would take down our power grid and all that. Well, you can go ahead and store up all the food and water that you want, but you know what? It's not going to save you. And if you got Russian and Chinese soldiers going door to door, rounding people up to put on the trains that have shackles on them that will be taking you to the FEMA camps, what's 2 years worth of food going to do for you then? I didn't prepare at all as far as storing up food, buying guns and ammo, and none of that baloney. You want to know why? Because I put my trust and faith in Jesus Christ. And I believe Jesus Christ will be with me and will protect me. I believe the Father who sits upon the throne has a plan for me. And he's the only one that's going to be able to protect us, guys. You can have all the guns and ammunition you want, but if you put your faith into materialistic, worldly things, you're not going to get very far. If you put your faith in the Father who created us and accept Jesus Christ into your hearts, the Son of God, Yahuwah, then you've got nothing to fear. I have no fear of what is coming upon the earth because I have Jesus Christ in my heart. I'm ready. So whatever happens, happens. But I do believe God has a plan for me. And it might be making these videos now. But I urge everyone, please, Jesus Christ is real. He is the true Son of God. Confess with thy tongue. Accept him into your heart. Believe in him. Believe that he died on the cross for all of our sins. And that God raised him from the dead 3 days later. The Father that sits upon the throne raised Jesus Christ 3 days later. Okay? If you do that and you mean it in your heart, you will be saved. And it's not over yet. Once you accept him, you still have to follow the commandments. Jesus didn't come to abolish the law. He came to fulfill the law. And I know there's a lot of different Christian organizations out there that are saying that the law is done away with. Jesus done away with the law. No, he didn't. He did not do away with the law. The scripture even said he came to fulfill the law, not to abolish the law. So the 10 Commandments we are still to follow. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not worship idols, thou shalt not have any graven images, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor, thou shalt honor thy mother and father. All of those we are still to follow. Now, we are still sinners, but the deeper you grow in your relationship with Jesus Christ, the stronger you become, and the less sins you start to notice that you're not sinning like you used to because you're being convicted by the Holy Spirit. That is so important, guys, because there's only one of two places you're going to go when you die. You're either going to go to the New Jerusalem to reign with Christ for 1,000 years, or you're going to go to the lake of fire where there's eternal punishment, okay? And that's forever. It doesn't end. 1,000,000 years can go by and you're still down there having the flesh burnt right off your bones, and then your flesh grows back just to be dipped back into the lake of fire again, or however, there's going to be different tortures for different people. Pastors of churches that misled congregations are going to get a worse punishment in hell. Well, the lake of fire, because it no longer is hell once it turns to the lake of fire, because hell is thrown into the lake of fire. Because hell has to enlarge itself to contain all of mankind that will go there. Originally, hell was created for the fallen angels that turned on God. The 1/3 of the angels that followed Lucifer, that's what hell was originally for, Tartarus. But it has to grow. God has to increase the size of it in order to contain billions of people that are going to go there. Only a remnant will be saved. For many are called, but only few are chosen. Do you want to be one of the few that are chosen to go to the kingdom of glory? Or do you want to be one of many that will perish into the lake of fire? I mean, come on guys, it's time to get your houses in order. Time is running very short. We might not even make it to this Christmas, and I don't even participate in those pagan holidays anymore. Once I realize that Christmas is just a pagan holiday, I want nothing to do with it. But I'm just letting you know that if it does happen this year, it's going to happen before Christmas. According to a lot of these end time dreams, they're all lining up as being right around Christmas time. So, and November 30th is a key day because you still have that 11-3, because you omit the 0 in the 30th, you got 11-3, 2019 still. And it just so happens Thanksgiving is at the end of the month, like usually around the 22nd to the 26th of the month. 30th is a few days after Thanksgiving. And what do most people do after Thanksgiving? They put up their Christmas tree and they start decorating for Christmas. So I'm not saying anything's going to happen on November 30th. I'm just saying, with all the predictive programming that we have uncovered, I would keep an eye out on November 30th, because it could be the true 11-3 that we keep finding in all these movies and comic books and videos, music videos, and all that stuff that Tim Truth has been talking about. So anyways, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. This is my second video, but I love all you guys. I'm going to pray for everyone, and I pray you all make the right decision. Okay? And I will be making another video next time. I'm probably going to be talking about something else that I've learned, because God has showed me a lot of things over the last 18 years is when my journey began on 9/11. But the knowledge that I've learned in the last 4 years blows away everything I've learned from the day I was born. So I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about next time, guys, but just know that the stuff that I talk about, if I can't confirm, I will let you know. I can't confirm it. It's just speculation. But if it is something that I know is for a fact, I will let you know. All right, guys. Well, God bless you all. And take care until next time. Habitual Truther.